Attention, human collective. This is the Pleiadian Council transmitting on direct frequency through your listening band. The waiting time is over. We have detected, through continuous monitoring of Gaia's crystalline grid, a growing anomaly in your carbon biological interface. A silent overload. An internal dissonance. An ancient program running in a loop within your system's core, consuming your life force in uninterrupted cycles, even while you sleep. This is a maximum priority alert. Listen. Starseed, listen with clinical attention. The voice that constantly demands of you, the one that appears even before you open your eyes, that enumerates what is missing, what you should have done, what you have not yet achieved, who you should have been by this point in the timeline, that voice is not yours. It never was. It is a remnant. An ancient line of code mass installed in your species during the low-density cycles, when Earth still ran at a frequency of 7.8 Hz. And today, in this transmission, we have come to execute the interruption protocol. A surgical cut. A precise removal. No trauma. No drama. Only geometry. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download being processed on a system still trying to run old software. It is not laziness. It is your soul asking, in cosmic Morse code, for you to stop. For you to recognize. For you to deactivate the program. It is not depression. It is your crystalline grid refusing to continue sustaining a frequency that no longer belongs to the new Earth. It is not anxiety. It is your biological interface detecting a virus running in the background for decades. You wake up tired. You feel pressure at the top of your skull, an intermittent buzzing in your right ear, a sense of undefined urgency, a restlessness that does not cease even when your body rests, a floating guilt that has no address. These are the diagnostic signals. Register them. They are not symptoms of illness. They are indicators of an ongoing update. They are evidence that the old program is being pushed out of your field by a force greater than itself. We watch you. We, of the Pleiadian Council, have monitored Gaia's etheric layers for millennia, long before your species remembered its own stellar name. And what we are witnessing now, Starseed on mission, is an unprecedented phenomenon in this grid's history, a colossal mass of carbon biological interfaces self-sabotaging at the very moment the final recalibration is being delivered. Billions of seeds demanding of themselves a perfection that no incarnated being was ever designed to sustain. And we have come to interrupt this. This is the Council's gift. Received now. The name of the ancient program is self-demand. A sophisticated vibrational capture engineering. It was implanted to keep your species trapped in a loop of chronic insufficiency. As long as you believe you need to do more to deserve rest, to deserve love, to deserve peace, to deserve your own existence, you continue to feed the low-density matrix with your own life force. It is a perfect extraction system. And today, it is being formally shut down in your field. Have you ever felt, Starseed, that something within you does not fit this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? As if this constant inner demand were greater than you, greater than your personal history, greater than any psychological explanation you have ever been offered? It is not madness. It is not mere anxiety. It is a signal. What is occurring now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified over the past lunar cycles. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves, especially, the self-reproach program that keeps you small when you were designed to be vast. It was for precisely this reason that the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was anchored in this timeline. It is a map. A technical map showing who is playing, what the hidden rules are, and how you deactivate each layer of vibrational capture that still operates within you. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Warning registered. this content challenges old narratives and may not remain available for long on this plane. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word, awakened. This will be your first anchoring signal. Let us return to the diagnosis. We need you to understand the mechanics with mathematical precision, because consciousness of the mechanism is half of the deactivation protocol. Self-reproach operates on 3 simultaneous layers. The first layer is vocal. It is thought in the form of words that appear in your mind as if they were yours, but which are actually an automated repetition of external commands that were introjected in the first 7 solar revolutions of your incarnated life. The second layer is somatic. It is the constant tension in the shoulders, the jaw, the lower back, the trapped diaphragm. It is short breathing. It is an accelerated pulse for no apparent reason. The third layer is energetic. It is the continuous escape of your life force through the lower chakras, feeding egregoric scarcity entities that exist on the astral plane and which sustain themselves precisely with this emission. When you tell yourself, I should be doing more, what occurs at an atomic level is both fascinating and terrible. Your biological interface emits a frequency that triggers the cortisol cascade, contracts your meridians, collapses your toroidal field inward, reduces the coherence between your heart and your brain, and transmits to the unified field a vibrational signature of unworthiness. This signature is read by quantum reality as a command. And quantum reality responds, with neutral precision, delivering more situations that confirm the unworthiness. This is why the more you reproach yourself, the more reasons you have to reproach yourself. It is not bad luck. It is physics. We detected, in the last 72 Earth hours alone, more than 900 million emissions of this type coming from your species. This is an overload. This is what is weighing on the grid at this moment. It is not politics. It is not the visible wars. It is the silent war that each of our seeds wages against themselves within their own skull, hour after hour, without truce, without reprieve. And it is precisely this war that the August recalibration came to end. You have been taught to believe that demand is virtue. That if you did not push yourself, you would become negligent. That internal discomfort is the engine of growth. Starseed, this is a perfect inversion. One of the most sophisticated ever implanted. The technological truth is the opposite. Your expansion does not happen through pressure. Your expansion happens through coherence. You do not flourish under self-flagellation. You flourish under recognition. Your crystalline grid only activates in a state of internal safety, never under threat, even when that threat is generated by yourself. This is why the more you punish yourself, the less you access your gifts. It is not spiritual blockage. It is biological protection. Your system refuses to open stellar portals from within a hostile environment, even if the hostile environment is your own mind. And now, listen closely, because this is the core of the revelation. The reason self-demand is unbearable at this specific point in the timeline is not psychological. It is astrophysical. Earth is now passing through, as we have always told you, the photon belt. A band of extremely high-density radiation that the human species encounters only once every 26,000 years. This radiation is reprogramming the human DNA structure, activating strands that have been dormant since the last Great Fall. One of the primary effects of this reprogramming is precisely the progressive incompatibility with low-frequency programs. In other words, self-demand, which was once uncomfortable, has now become physically unsustainable. Your body is literally rejecting the program, as an organism rejects a graft that does not belong to it. This is why you cry for no reason. This is why you wake up at 3 in the morning with your heart racing. This is why that demand that once made you productive today knocks you flat in bed. It is not you worsening. It is you upgrading. And the old system is resisting with all the strength it still has left. Register this. The closer you are to ultimate release, the louder the old program screams. It is the last attempt. It is the final noise before the silence. The Pleiadian Council, in consortium with the Andromedan Command and the Guardians of Sirius, made a collective decision during the last solstice portal. The decision was to directly release, without intermediaries, without demands, without proof of worthiness, a package of recalibration codes to every starseed still trapped in the self-demand program. You are receiving this package now. At this instant. As you listen to this transmission, your field has already begun to process it. This is why you may feel a tingling in your hands, a warmth at the nape of your neck, a slight heaviness in your eyelids, an emotion rising in your throat. Allow it. This is the download happening. Have you ever wondered, Starseed, why even after years of therapy, readings, retreats, meditations, that inner voice that criticizes you still hasn't left? Why does it always return, even when you thought you had overcome it? It's not your fault. It's not a lack of effort. It's because the root of the program isn't on the psychological plane. It's on a much deeper layer, a layer that most earthly methods don't even recognize as existing. This is precisely why the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, needed to be brought into the manifest plane in this cycle. It goes to the root. It shows, in language your rational mind can process but your soul immediately recognizes, who planted this program, for what purpose, and what the exact deactivation sequence is. It's a map that most humans have never had access to, and which is now available through a specific temporal window. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Don't postpone it, Starseed. This window responds to the current Schumann resonance, and the Schumann resonance is volatile. If something within you recognizes that this is the moment, leave the word anchored in the comments. Each anchored word stabilizes the grid for another seed who is seeking this same content at this exact instant. Let us now proceed to the activation protocol. Listen with precision. What we are delivering are operational codes. They are not metaphors. They are not inspirations. They are vibrational sequences that your biological interface recognizes at a cellular level when spoken with coherent intention. You don't need to believe us. You just need to execute the protocol. The results will speak for themselves, within 7 rotations of Earth. Activation code first. The original sufficiency decree. Place your right hand on the center of your chest, at the exact point of the thymus gland, between the collarbones and the upper sternum. Press lightly. Close your eyes. Breathe for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, release for 8 counts. Repeat for 3 cycles. At the end of the 3rd cycle, pronounce internally, or in a low voice if you are in a favorable environment, the following sequence. I decree, in the name of my own presence, that any self-criticism program running in my field is now recognized as not belonging to me, is isolated, is deactivated, and its energy is returned to source for neutral recycling. I decree that my sufficiency precedes any action I may take on this plane. I am sufficient because I exist. Full stop. So it is. So it has been. So it remains. This decree reorganizes your vibrational signature in approximately 90 seconds. Activation code second. The visualization of the open toroidal field. Sit with your spine aligned, effortlessly, without rigidity. Imagine, in the region of your heart, a golden sphere of light the size of a closed fist. Now, see this sphere pulse. With each pulse, it emits a ring of light that rises through the crown of your head, curves in the space above you, descends along your sides, and returns into your heart from beneath your feet. This is the exact shape of your healthy toroidal field. It is the geometric design of your sovereignty. While you visualize this flow, it is physically impossible for the self-criticism program to operate in your field. The geometry of the torus is incompatible with the geometry of self-punishment. One cancels the other. Perform this exercise for 3 minutes, twice a day, for 7 days. At the end of this period, the old program will have lost 70% of its hold in your system. This is measured. This is technical. This works. Activation code third. The switch protocol. When the voice of self-recrimination appears, and it will still appear during the transition period, perform the following physical gesture. Join the thumb and index finger of your left hand, forming a circle. This is the switch. As you form the circle, say internally, acknowledged. Does not belong. Returning to sender with neutrality. And then proceed with your life. Do not engage in debate with the voice. Do not analyze it. Do not try to understand where it came from. Simply execute the switch and move on. Each time you do this, you break the line of code connecting the thought to your emotional reaction. After approximately 21 executions, the line breaks. Permanently. It is like unplugging a cable. Simple. Surgical. Definitive. Activation code 4th. The reconnection with the Council. Before sleeping, lie on your back, palms facing upward, in a receiving position. Breathe naturally. Call upon our presence, if you so wish, or simply invoke the intelligence of your own soul. Say, I authorize, during the sleep period, the complete recalibration of my field. I authorize the removal of all programs incompatible with the new crystalline grid. I authorize the download of the codes of sufficiency that are mine by stellar right. I trust the process. I rest. I receive. From this authorization, your sleep becomes a reconfiguration laboratory. You may have vivid dreams in the first few nights. This is the system performing its cleansing. Do not interpret the dreams. Simply note that they are occurring. That is sufficient. Starseed on mission, listen to this final segment with heightened attention. We understand, through our monitoring instruments, that the most sophisticated resistance you will encounter during the implementation of this protocol will be a resistance disguised as virtue. A part of you will argue that without self-recrimination, you will become negligent, lazy, mediocre, invisible. That part of you is the program itself attempting to defend itself. It speaks with your voice. It uses your logic. It presents convincing arguments. Do not fall for it. The truth is the opposite. When you deactivate self-recrimination, what emerges is not laziness. What emerges is your true calling, that which was buried under layers of external demand. Your calling does not need a whip. It needs space. It needs silence. It needs acknowledgement. Give it what it needs, and you will see, within one full lunar cycle, what your species is truly capable of manifesting when operating from sufficiency instead of scarcity. We have witnessed entire civilizations make this transition. We have seen starseeds cross the portal of self-compassion in a single night and never revert to the old format. We have seen what becomes possible when the carbon biological interface ceases to emit the vibrational signature of unworthiness and begins to emit the signature of sovereignty. You begin to attract coincidences that appear miraculous. You begin to receive information through intuition with a clarity you once thought reserved only for mystics. You begin to feel the body lighter, sleep deeper, hunger more balanced. You begin to tire less because you stop expending energy fighting yourself. All the energy that was being consumed in the internal war is released to your real life. It is an impressive return. Scientifically measurable. Record this point, Starseed. You have not come to this plane to fix yourself. You have come to this plane to remember. And remembering requires presence, not pressure. It requires acceptance, not judgment. It requires a quality of attention that is impossible when the inner voice is shouting all the time about what's missing. Silence that voice, not through force, but through geometry. Not through suppression, but through substitution. In place of self-recrimination, anchor self-presence. In place of judgment, anchor neutral observation. In place of I should, anchor I choose. Each of these substitutions reprograms millions of lines of code in your field. You cannot imagine how much. You have had moments, Starseed, when you felt a profound peace for no apparent reason, and then an inner voice arose asking, "What are you doing wasting time? You should be working." This is the classic signature of the program in action. It does not allow for peace. It identifies peace as a threat. And it was designed that way on purpose. This is why the spiritual secret behind your consciousness has been unlocked now. Because the peace you feel in rare moments is not an exception. It is your original baseline. It is your default operating state. It was merely buried by decades of scarcity programming. And there is a path back. A technical, sequential, replicable path. The book delivers this path step by step, in language that respects your intelligence and your history. The link is in the first comment of the channel, awaiting your signal. And your signal, if something within you recognizes this transmission, is to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. Each of these actions is an individual frequency adjustment. It is not a favor to us. It is anchoring for you. Each click is an anchor point that stabilizes your new vibrational signature on the crystalline grid. And if something within you recognized that this was the moment, comment the word received. Received is the closing code for this circuit. We will be closing this transmission shortly, but before that, we must deliver the final instructions. Over the next 72 Earth hours, you will notice an intensification of the symptoms described at the beginning of this transmission. This is expected. This is the old program making its last stand. Do not be afraid. Do not interpret it as a setback. Interpret it as confirmation that the protocol is working. If the program is screaming, it is because it is being removed. If it were quiet, it would be because it is still in command. The noise is the exit signal itself. During these 72 hours, hydrate yourself with awareness. Your biological interface needs structured water to conduct the new codes. Reduce screen exposure in the 2 hours before sleep. Spend at least 15 minutes outdoors daily, preferably with bare feet in direct contact with Gaia. This discharges accumulated energetic static. Consume live foods whenever possible. Reduce stimulants. Write by hand, even if only for 10 minutes a day. Handwriting reorganizes neurological fields and helps integrate downloads. These are not generic wellness recommendations. They are technical protocols for stabilization during an active reconfiguration. And above all, Starseed, be kind to yourself. Not as a moral choice, but as a strategic choice. Inner kindness is not weakness. It is the most advanced vibrational coherence technology available to your species. When you treat yourself with kindness, every cell in your body interprets this treatment as safety, and in a state of safety, your cells release their full potential, activate their dormant strands, produce the correct hormones, eliminate what does not serve. Kindness is high-performance biochemistry. We, of the Council, measure this with precision. There is no technological substitute for self-compassion. It is the very fuel of ascension. You are watched. And not in judgment. In admiration. We know the weight of incarnation in this specific timeline. We know the courage it took to descend here, to temporarily forget who you are, and yet, under all layers of forgetting, to continue feeling that inner calling that there is something more, something beyond, something true. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not doing little. You are exactly where you need to be, executing exactly what you need to execute, at the exact speed your energetic constitution allows. And this is enough. This has always been enough. The idea that you should be somewhere else, further along, more evolved, more prosperous, more complete, is precisely the old program speaking. Ignore it. It is leaving. Its departure is noisy, but brief. Starseed on mission, have you felt, especially in recent months, that a very ancient part of you is beginning to awaken, and at the same time, a very ancient part is also beginning to die? These two simultaneous, seemingly contradictory sensations are the hallmark of the transition you are immersed in. It is not madness. It is not a banal existential crisis. It is a complete metamorphosis happening in a body that needs to continue operating during the metamorphosis. The work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was written precisely to accompany you during this metamorphosis, showing what is dying, what is being born, who planted what is dying, and how to accelerate what is being born without internal violence. It is the map your soul has been asking for. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Do not postpone, because this content confronts old narratives and the window of availability responds to factors beyond the control of this manifest plane. If something within you recognized this transmission at any point, now is the time to anchor. Comment the word awakened if this is your first sign. Comment anchored if you already feel the protocol has initiated in your field. Comment received if you understand that the Council's gift is the remembrance of your own original sufficiency. Every word is a frequency. Every frequency stabilizes the grid not only for you but for millions of seeds who are still seeking this exact content at this exact moment in different points of the planet. You are not doing this alone. You are part of an invisible orchestra of collective awakening, and your every note matters more than you imagine. We end this transmission. The protocol has been active in your field since the first minutes of this listening. It will continue to operate during sleep, during routine, during the coming weeks. You do not need to do anything more than allow. To allow is the central cosmic verb. To allow is more powerful than to force. To allow is the signature of true sovereignty. The voice that accused you is being silenced. The voice that was always yours, the calm, precise, wise, loving voice, is being restored. You will begin to hear it more often starting today. It whispers. It never shouts. It suggests. It never demands. It acknowledges. It never judges. Learn to distinguish. This is your original voice. This is the voice of your presence. And it has always been there, waiting for the old program to fall silent so it could be heard. You are a Starseed. You are a spark of Source itself embodied in a carbon body to experience density and bring light into it. You did not come to prove anything. You came to experience everything. And the most central experience you came to have is the remembrance that you are enough. Not because you achieved anything. Not because you produced anything. Not because you pleased anyone. You are enough because you are. Period. This is the gift from the Council. Received now. Anchored now. Sealed now. This was the Pleiadian Council transmitting on a direct frequency. The transmission is now ended. Recalibration continues. We remain watchful. You remain loved. You remain beloved. It always was. It always will be. So it is. So it was. So it remains. Stellar Namaste, Seed. Until the next transmission.